we're gonna get back into exploration of that Coyote Guard, which has been really fun and very effective. I was at open mat last night and working it, and to really welcome success against a lot of really competent high-level people at that Serafin open mat. I was like, I gotta, keep experimenting with this, and it works really, really nicely. Picked this up from a guy named Randy William. He's on Instagram at Black Belt Randy. He's a character, and really articulates technique really well. I recommend you checking him out. So I'm down in my butterfly position, and let's remember the protocols with butterfly position. Don't be hanging out back here like you're in a beach chair, right? Let's get those tailbones walked back so our shoulders are in front of our hips. Let's make sure we have elbows in proximity to knees. I tend to prefer inside the knees. You can be outside, you can be in front. Just don't be back here. Just don't get the extension you want, right? So whether I go out and get it or whether he steps in, I'm finding this is a really nice response when somebody encroaches in the butterfly. It's a beautiful response, right? So back it up for me a second, Dave. So I'm here, we're playing. He comes in with that step. Hinge of the elbow to the hinge of the knee and flank him. Get to the side, right? Get to the side. You're fused here. You're welded in here, right? No slush. If I come in like this and he sees space, he's just going to push me down and it all goes to hell. So I want to make sure I'm coming in, hinge of the elbow, hinge of the knee, head is fused to the hip, right? So in we go, bam! And I've got my legs nice and Z'd up. Here, immediately bring that hand to the bicep and hand to the top of his knee. And I've got my ear and my cheekbone on the side of my hand to reinforce, right? That's all superstructural. You're living and dying by this. I want you to imagine you're absolutely fused to him. You are like a fucking barnacle or something, okay? Bam! I'm in like this, okay? And fine tune the connection too. The same thing you would do if you were doing a rear naked choke. What would you do? You'd pinch your elbows down. You'd puff your chest in to feel that, how that enhances the connection. I'm like, boom! This is mine, okay? And then all I gotta do is fall, right? If he goes down like that, that's great. The foot post is there. I'd love to put him on his knee. I'd love to put him on his knee. I'm still keeping a bite on the foot. I've got that quarter guard bite on his foot. Boom, I can just throw my knee up. If I make contact or not, no big deal. But now I got the knee on the floor, okay? Beautiful target here. Right to it. Pinky on the mat, on the knee, on the ankle. As much as I'm pulling the leg to me, I am running to the leg. My head's right in the hip. Boom. People are coming up. You've got a nice frame. You can climb right up to mount. I'm keeping my head low, looking for that head to carve up, put the, into the armpit. Don't do all this awesome work and then kind of come up like this and give him a chance to recompose himself. We're always heavy and scraping, head in the box, coming up the center line, right? So this is kind of nice option one. So I'm here, he steps in, boom, boom, fuse, fall, bam. If he goes right, boom, there it is, bam, right? Whenever possible, either climb to mount or try to go dead side. Don't try to do all that work and then climb to his live side where he's got all the frames in the way. If that's what happens, that's what happens. But try to think about controlling. You come in, pin those knees. We always have an axis pinned. We have the ankles pinned and the knees pinned, heads in the hip. We're nice and heavy. Climb up and progress to the next best position that's available to you. He's throwing frames in. Fine, step out to the side. If he's immobilizing my head, my hips swing out. That's fine. If I have power and I'm coming right up the gut, top of my head right under his chin, just drive right up, head in the box, get that nice mount position. So again, in my nice butterfly, here comes that knee. I'd like to cultivate that impulse where as that's coming in, I'm already throwing my hook, right? I'm throwing my hook, Z in my legs. If you feel like his toe is gonna go up your ass, you're doing it wrong, because people are coming in like that and you're like, oh, wait a second, right? That's a very visceral feedback that you're doing it incorrectly, right? We want to be flanking people. We want to be cutting them in half. Fight smaller and smaller slices of them. So we're here. Boom, carve. Secure, man. Like my life depends on it here. And he's being very accommodating. But I might be here for a minute. Trying to do whatever. And if that knee's kind of out of range, I can just hook him a little bit and pull it closer. It's right there now. Bam. Beautiful. Bam, bam, bam. Does that make sense? Let's partner up and give it a go, please. 1, 2, 3. So a nuance that we want to mess with. Dave, I'll borrow you, sir. Just as a reminder, like once you're here, it's live and die, right? It's live and die. So I bring him down. Like if that knee's out of range or he's still on his feet, you know, bump him forward. But I'm never letting this deteriorate in any way. Oh, Christ almighty, right? This is going to be bad, right? So I'm fetal. When I want to pull the knee closer to me, I'm not separating and trying to haul arm strength. I'm maintaining this connection. Look at that. Puts it right where I want it. Bam. Boom. Head in the hip. Up. You know, all kinds of fun stuff we can be doing. So think, once that Coyote Guard is built, you're keeping it, absolutely keeping it, you know, and you don't have to be in a hurry. The people are going to be active with that foot, and they're going to be trying to keep that base. Boom, you keep knocking them down, pulling them, but everything's coming from your core to destabilize them. Don't try to separate and use arm strength. You've got them fused to your core. You know, the old adage, legs are stronger than arms, backs are stronger than legs, right? So I got that leg, which is pretty strong. I've got to be using this stuff, right? If I suddenly decide my arms are going to do the work, you're going to see what happens. He's going to roll up on me and it's going to backfire. So we don't want that. Okay? So it's a real commitment. Boom, bam. Boom, I'm in. Boom. So now this guy's, you're here. I still would like to put him on his knee. I still think that's a good idea to put him on his knee. But whether or not I can do that, a good player who's kind of dialed in knows this is a shit situation. He does a nice back step. Okay, stay connected and just come up. Just come right up with it. Wrestle right up. You've got a nice single here. You could come up with that as a single. Or now we're here. And again, I'm just going to keep migrating, head in the box, knock them back, climb to my control position, establishing some kind of control. Right? So the read you want to give your training partners is that nice back step. So I'm out here, boom, in he comes, bam, pulls him down. He goes to back step, no. Boom, boom. Right? Just go with it. Just go with it. We like it when they back step. As long as we maintain this integrity. As long as we maintain this integrity. You get this, it's like, you know, that's the last, it's like the zombie apocalypse and there's one sub sandwich left in 7-Eleven and that's yours. You're keeping it. Nobody else gets that thing. And the other thing to keep in mind is that when they backstep, you know, there's a kind of nuance of energy here that you want to keep in mind. Like I get Dave, I get him down. He goes to back. I'm not like, oh, he's backstepping. Let me start to turn now. Right? Shite. Right? All kinds of horrible crap coming on. Like when they go, you double go. Like you haul them over. That's your cue to charge your hips and shift. You're not kind of going with them. You're saying, oh, you're going that way? Well, then hell yeah, we're going that way. So you're amplifying that, right? So I come in, boom, and he goes, no. Right? Just hard no on that. And so the concern becomes, very logically, you get an experienced player who's thinking leg attacks, who's thinking honey holes, who's thinking all kinds of fun stuff. It's like I bring them down, right? So when I'm going here, I have to sort of think about disconnecting this. And get some kind of control position. However that's going to manifest. I'm seeing people coming up in over-unders. I'm seeing people take a free hook and tilt the hips. That's great. But I never let this connection go. Same rules apply. This connection here is the priority. You know, so if I get him on his knee and whatever and do all that fun stuff, great, bam, bam, bam. But when I'm here, like as he backsteps and tries to go tight, I may have. Boom. Does that make sense? So there is a moment on the back step where you'll feel like if they take a real wide back step, you're probably fine. But if they take that tight back step and try and drop the knee in, you've got to, that's when that commitment to the quarter guard no longer serves you. So just let that go. So you have to be able to turn your hips over. If you're committed to that quarter guard, you can't really turn your hips over, correct? So open that quarter guard, and I'm not just here and like opening up and then trying to wrestle up, like open, shrimp out, so I can build up and stay on that leg, right? You know, if they're getting real, just come up with it. Come up with it if you want. Start working your singles, start working your leg drags, all that kind of stuff. Any questions? So let's try a couple reps like that, where maybe, you know, if you are familiar with it or it's available to you. Keep working the back step if that's what's in your vocabulary right now. But if you've got somebody who's real good and they're going to try and come back tight with that knee, you can still dump them over. You feel that threat? No. Deny them that. Deny them that by relinquishing that quarter guard, a little scoot out, and your life is a lot better. Does that make sense? Let's give it a go, please. 1, 2.